The golf world was rocked this week after Tiger Woods was injured in a horrific crash south of Los Angeles. I'm here with John McCarthy, Postmedia's golf writer. John, what's the latest on Tiger's condition?
Hi, Mark. Well, all day Tuesday, we were wondering the status of Tiger Woods. We all saw pictures of the horrible car accident he was in. It was a single car accident, a rollover. Finally, late Tuesday, around midnight Eastern time, we got an update from the Woods camp. It said that he had undergone a lengthy surgery and that his right leg, the lower half of his right leg, badly, severely injured, tibia and fibula, both compound fractures, meaning sticking out of the skin, and multiple fractures in both bones, and also his ankle and his foot. So he was in a long surgery. They inserted a rod into his leg and a bunch of screws and plates. So it's going to be a long recovery, to say the least.
You just mentioned long recovery. Tiger underwent back surgery late last year. He was due to make a golf comeback in April. What does this mean for Tiger's golf career?
Yeah, well, he's had 5 back surgeries. He's had 5 knee surgeries. And the latest back surgery was in December. He hadn't played in 2021. So obviously, it looks bad for his golf future. We're not really going to have any idea about whether he can get back on the golf course. I mean, first and foremost, the concern will be, can his recovery get him back to doing things that the rest of us can do, let alone back on the golf course. It's going to be a long road back for him for sure. Everyone was wondering whether he was going to play in the Masters this year. Now we are, at best we might be hoping he might play in the Masters next year.
John, what does this mean to the sport of golf if Tiger can't come back and play again?
Yeah, well, it's funny because the world of golf has sort of been trying to prepare itself for Tiger's eventual retirement or not being able to play golf anymore for years and years because he's had so many injuries. So the tour's had the golf world's had a long time to try and figure it out, but it's needless to say there's no replacement for Tiger Woods. They sort of, at times, they've tried to elevate players. You'd think Rory McIlroy was the next Tiger Woods, Jordan Spieth, but it turns out there is no next Tiger Woods because he was such a cultural phenomenon and a worldwide icon. So the golf world, regardless of when Tiger leaves, it's going to be a huge void and one that's not really going to be able to be filled. There'll be very few, if any, of these widespread cultural touchstone moments in golf where the whole world, let alone the sports world, let alone the golf world's talking about Tiger or talking about golf. That happened with Tiger Woods. You'd have everybody talking about golf. It's going to be hard to get an icon of that level where the whole world is talking about the sport of golf.
John, Tiger's career wasn't without controversy. There were a lot of personal controversies he endured over the years, as well as his public perception. How has that changed? How has the public perception of Tiger changed over the years?
Well, you're right, Mark. And early in his career and in his prime, he was still a bit of a polarizing figure for some reason. There'd be some that loved Tiger Woods and others that maybe saw his, all the fist bumps and how much energy he brought to golf. There was still some that didn't like that. But over the past few years, he really has softened a lot in the press and he's opening up a lot more about himself. And we've seen him with his family and his son, Charlie. And there really has been a more universal love for Tiger Woods, especially I think through some of these latest injuries. We're seeing people are realizing that we're not going to be able to see this greatness on the golf course forever. So everyone has sort of been hanging on every moment that he has on the golf course. And he's got a lot of friends on tour now, which he never used to have good friends as playing competitors. He was always sort of this icy character. But now Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, the game's best, he considers some of his best friends. So there's a bit of a warmth to Tiger Woods that we never used to see. So now when this happens, you see the massive outpouring of support from the tour, from celebrities. It is also, a large part of it is because he's become all of a sudden relatable. A person, not just a person on a pedestal, but a person who goes through problems, seems to get through them, and seem to be having a pretty good life personally and on the golf course. So it just adds to sort of the devastation that everybody was feeling when they saw that car.
John, I was talking to your colleague, John Crick, about Tom Brady a couple of weeks ago. Just put it in perspective for people who maybe don't follow golf, don't know all of Tiger's achievements. What was Tiger chasing in terms of becoming the all-time record holder for wins in the PGA?
Yeah, well, Tiger was tied with Sam Snead at 82 PGA Tour victories. So his next victory, which it did look like it would come at some point, would have put him as the all-time PGA Tour winner. He has 15 major championships. He's been chasing Jack Nicklaus for his entire career. Jack has 18. Realistically, now we're going to have to wonder if he can even get back on the golf course. He might be looking more at, whether he can get playing golf with his son again recreationally. These records now that the Sam Snead's record looked like a sure thing he would break. Everything is up in the air right now.
I know you have a lot on the go, John. You've got a weekly newsletter. You've got a weekly golf video. What do you have on the go right now? Yeah,
well, like you said, we're doing a weekly preview of the PGA Tour on video. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel and see that. And I've just launched a weekly newsletter, Monday Morning Golf. You sign up. You can go to my Twitter, @JohnMcCarthySon on Twitter, and you can sign up there. There's even a contest where you can win a free Callaway putter. Every Monday morning, delivered to your inbox, we'll be talking about the tournament that was, and obviously this week we'll be talking a lot about Tiger Woods.
So be sure to subscribe to John's newsletter. Check out his videos also down below at our website. Thanks for taking the time, John. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mark.